5 things to watch here on KC Sports Summer. Tucker Franklin hanging out with you, giving you 5 things you need to know for Chiefs, Bills. A little, not necessarily matinee, but it is a afternoon showing of a phenomenal football game. Chiefs taking on the Bills, so you know I had to be out here at Batchelder Family Farms and get in with all of these beautiful bison out here. Chief and the ladies out here hanging out. I had to get in here with those guys as well. Look, if you are going to be tailgating, going to be hosting any parties, there's nothing better to have at your parties than some bison meat when you're playing the Buffalo Bills. You can get that at BatchelderFamilyFarms.com. All the time you can get that there. You can go out to the farm store, get bison meat all the time. But if you need it for the game and you're in the Kansas City area, head on over to the City Market. Brad will be out there. He'll get you set up with everything you need to know. There's a special actually right now on the website. You can go order that, BatchelderFamilyFarms.com. You can pick it up at the City Market, Overland Park Farmers Market, as I mentioned already. And obviously out here at the farm store, 20810 South Prospect Avenue in Belton, Missouri. Come check it out. Well, we'll give you 5 things to watch here in this game. We'll go the KC Lab. We'll have Benny, myself, Matt Hamilton, and the Only Weird Games guys. Let's go ahead and kick it off with the KC Laboratory. What do you guys got for us?
Thank you, Tucker. What is up, everyone? Ken Swanson and Maddie Lane here from the KC Laboratory giving you our thing for 5 things. Matthew, big week here against the Buffalo Bills, eh?
Wait, why? Why is this a big week?
Because it's 2 of the best teams in the AFC, and it's one of the probably the most natural rival right now for the Kansas City Chiefs at this point.
That's fine. I wasn't trying to do a bit or anything. That's no, that's okay. That's okay. I wasn't trying to do a bit or anything. That's fine. We'll just continue. Yes, this is a huge game between the Chiefs and the Bills. These two teams go back and forth. They are battling each and every year, going back and forth to see which one of them will play in the Super Bowl. You never know which one it's going to be. They battle it back and forth. It's so close year after year, and they just trade off Super Bowl appearances.
Good point. Yeah, that's the reality we live in. Totally, 100%. But no, I do think this game does mean a little bit more to these teams, just considering the fact that both of them are chasing the Indianapolis Colts right now. Neither of these teams are really in that pole position, and neither of them are fighting to maintain pole position. So it's just it's a different year for this matchup, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these two teams treat it. I think the Chiefs' margin for error, if they're going to try to get that 1 seed, is pretty slim right now, so they better take care of business if they want to have a decent chance at the 1 seed, especially since they've dropped some AFC games already this season. But we are here to talk about something that the Chiefs did very good last week against the Washington Commanders. Red zone offense. That's something that is always going to be magnified in a game of this magnitude. Yes, I said it, Matthew. Big game. And when you're looking at a game like this, 3rd down, you're making your money on 3rd down, you're making your money in the red zone. The Chiefs, if they want to get into Buffalo and come out of there with a win, are going to have to continue to have success in the red zone.
Absolutely. And right now, the Chiefs actually sit at 5th in the NFL in terms of turning red zone trips into touchdowns, not just points, but turning them into touchdown drives. And I think when you're dealing with a giant game like this one that's deciding who's going to the Super Bowl year in and year out, you can't settle for field goals. It's gotta be cashing in these touchdowns. So the Chiefs on the year are turning red zone trips into touchdowns on a little bit over 70% of the time, which, like I said, is 5th in the NFL. That's a 15% swing from last year. They were pretty middle of the pack last year in terms of getting touchdowns in the red zone. This year, they've been very good. Especially now that Rashee Rice has been back, it feels like they've kind of unlocked even another element because they do have a singular player you can design stuff for, or just give him the ball and say, hey, I wonder if you can figure this out. Kareem Hunt has been phenomenal as a short yardage back on the goal line. You obviously have Mahomes, who is probably the best dual threat player in the red zone. Not over the whole field. We'll still give that to Lamar or Josh Allen, but in the red zone specifically, I don't know if anybody plays the run or pass aspect better than Mahomes does. So they have all these things working. Well, the one thing that the Bills defense has done okay this year, and it's one thing only, it's red zone defense. They are 10th in the NFL and touchdowns allowed in the red zone this year. Everything else is bottom 10, bottom 12 of the entire NFL, but they have been functionally okay as a red zone defense in terms of holding teams to field goals or keeping them out of the end zone. So I do think it's not exactly two units that are like juggernauts, the Chiefs offense and the Bills defense. But I do think this is one area where the Bills will be trying to steal some points, so to speak, to keep the Chiefs out of scoring 6 each time they're down there.
Absolutely. And, I do think you talked about, like, there's several like weapons that the Chiefs have at their disposal. And like, I think getting Rashee Rice involved, they've found ways to get Rashee involved 2 different weeks in the red zone with, one with the direct snap with the option to Xavier Worthy. But then you saw what they did with the jet game too. A guy that has some quickness, some burst to be able to run laterally and then get up the field, make a read and kind of pick his spot to get up the field. Like that was a nice little wrinkle there too. And I think they still have more. I think they still have more at their disposal here too, right? Like you still got some of the, corn dog elements there. You still got, a little bit of that going too, like where you can get, a Xavier Worthy fast to the flat. You can get him to change directions and get to the flats. Like I still think they have more ability to horizontal stretch. And then you've seen what they've done. I think this offensive line in short yardage is quite good. I think you see what, Kingsley Suamataia is doing as a road grader as well in some of these situations to pair with Trey Smith, to pair with Creed Humphrey. That's a really strong interior offensive line that you can run behind. So there's a lot on the menu, I think, right now for the Chiefs in the red zone. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing to have, especially, continuing to see this team, really threaten teams between the 20s. Like you're going to start seeing more allowance in the 20s, and then just a hope that that you can get, you can tighten up in the red, right? Like that's been a formula that a lot of teams have followed in the past, to try to slow this Chiefs offense down. So that they're making it even more challenging to kind of be able to do that.
And it feels like the one way teams have had some success slowing the Chiefs down in the red zone is playing it. A lot of teams do it, but you're going to play a little bit more man coverage in the red zone because you don't need safeties over the top. You don't really have the ability to sit into zones and trade everything off because everything's so condensed. So teams that go a little bit more man heavy down in the red zone have had some success. The problem, though, is you better get home with your 4-man pass rush because you need extra sets of eyes on Mahomes. I talked about it scrambling earlier. You need people keeping eyes on him all the way through it, right? So it's a little bit dicey how you want to play it. If the Bills 4-man pass rush can't get pressure on Mahomes when they're down there, you can't just sit back and let him wait forever and scramble and open up secondary throwing windows. And we've already seen that, throwing a touchdown pass to Kareem Hunt last week, to Travis Kelce last week. You do still got to apply pressure. So the offensive line plays a big role. How the Bills want to cover this on the back end, dealing with the speed of Worthy working out to the flat, handling Rashee Rice and his ability to work over the middle of the field. I mean, early in the year, we saw Tyquan Thornton make a nice catch on like a slant in the red zone. So there's some options and weapons the Chiefs have down there that I don't think that we've seen them really maximize in years past that they have working for them right now. It'll be a tall task for the Bills, and I expect the Chiefs to actually have a good bit of success in the red zone. Again, I just think their offense is better than the Bills' defense, but it is a key thing to keep an eye on because it's, like I said, the one thing the Bills' defense does okay.
Yeah, things are. I think this game probably gets decided in the red. I think in like any big game like this, like I think that is like just such a key factor when you're looking at a game like this. I'm calling all Chiefs fans. You could be on the field at the 50 inside GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Visit Chiefs.com/GEHA now. Enter to win a chance to be on the field for a once-in-a-lifetime view of the pregame coin toss. Plus, you can score other exclusive prizes. Enter for a chance to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. You are going to hear from our pal Matt Hamilton right after this.
I'm Brett Goodwin, one of the owners of The Learning Tree. The Learning Tree is a neighborhood toy store in Prairie Village, Kansas. This has been here in this location since 2000s, and my husband Alan and I purchased the store in 2023. Alan and I grew up in families where we've always wanted to have a business together. Alan grew up, for instance, his parents had a jewelry store. I worked in a local toy store here in Prairie Village when I was growing up. When this opportunity happened in 2023, we knew right away we wanted to contact them and pursue the store. We wouldn't have been able to get the store without the team at Emprise Bank. From the day we contacted them, they knew what we needed to do, which was very helpful. I would absolutely recommend the team at Emprise Bank to anyone looking to secure a business. We worked with Emprise from day one. They were extremely helpful. They were always great resources. We talk to them frequently. They know the area. They're very friendly. We know who we're going to talk with, and they know what we need to do. We hope we'll see you at the Learning Tree.
Chiefs Kingdom, what is your favorite touchdown? By now, you guys already know that my favorite touchdown is the next one, because with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. From first touchdown score to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. You want spreads? They got it. Over-unders? DraftKings got you covered. Same-game parlays, regular parlays? DraftKings has it, and you need it. And here's the best part. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code KCSN. That's code KCSN for new customers to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Thanks, guys. And the one thing I'm looking for in this game is this Chiefs run defense up against James Cook and this Bills rushing attack, because the Bills have struggled in a lot of areas. They've struggled defensively. The passing game hasn't looked exactly electric this year, but the one thing that where they have dominated all year long has been in this run game. And James Cook has taken his game to another level this year after getting paid. He's the second leading rusher in the NFL. Only Jonathan Taylor has been better than him so far this year. And I think if the Chiefs keep him under control, if they keep him under 100 yards, I think the Chiefs win this game. And I don't even think it's particularly close. So that's where my eyes are going to be glued. It's going to be that Chiefs front seven. This is going to be a big Leo Chanel game. This is going to be a big test of that interior defensive line depth. And I really think, if things don't go well, even if things do go well, I think we see the Chiefs make a move to bolster that interior line depth. But, Chris Jones is going to have to buckle up his chin strap and dial it back to his prime year. I think, I do think we see him have a big game. Mike Pennell, Derek Nottie, these guys are going to be tested. It is going to be a physical game in the trenches. And that's where I think, all the Mahomes and Allen is going to get all the hoopla, but this is where this game is going to be won and lost in the trenches when the Bills have the football. And we'll see if it comes down to any virtual measurements this time, too. That's another thing to keep an eye on. But that's what I'm looking for. Chiefs front against this Bills explosive run game. Back to you guys.
Beef of the week here on 5 Things. Had to move it inside because I didn't want to get attacked by Buffalo talking bad about the Bills. So what we got here, you guys already know, Batchelder Family Farms in here at the farm store. Look at this awesome walk-in cooler that they got here. It's a great setup that they got here at the newly renovated farm store. Come here, check it out. 20810, got my numbers mixed up, 2810 South Prospect Avenue out here in Belton, Missouri. I mentioned already, you saw me out there in the field. I was talking about this bison package. Let me tell you about the bison deal. We got 100% ground bison. We got a buffalo strip steak as well. You can get that. You can get a bison pepper jack bratwurst as well. Go check it out on the website, batchelderfamilyfarms.com. You can also get this stuff plus some bison summer sausage, some buffalo breakfast sausage. I had this the other day in some biscuits and gravy. Banging. It is incredible. It's good stuff. You also got your jerkies, your old timer jerkies, whatever you want, you can get it out there. Brad will be out there at the City Market. Go check it out. Great atmosphere to go to too before a Chiefs game. It's awesome to be out there. And they've of course got some cuts of steaks too, just from bison. It's incredible. Good stuff here. This is a ribeye that I got here. Good stuff over here at Batchelder Family Farms, KC Buffalo Company. But let's talk about this beef of the week. It really doesn't need any sort of me hyping it up, right? This game doesn't need any sort of fanfare from me or from fanfare from really anybody. When you have Mahomes, when you have Allen, that is a true beef. That it might be the last true rivalry when it comes in the NFL. It's kind of funny because these teams, they're not division rivals, but it is one of the biggest rivalries in the NFL. 10 times these two guys have met, including the playoffs. This will be the 10th time for this matchup, and every matchup is one that you cannot miss. Patrick Mahomes has been playing outstanding football. He has been firing on all cylinders. The offense is absolutely humming. They go up against a kind of hobbled and frankly not very good Bills defense. On the other side of things, Josh Allen hasn't quite been playing like Josh Allen as of late. Does it remind you of anything else? So kind of like last year's matchup when you kind of have Patrick Mahomes maybe not playing quite to the standard that you think of. Josh Allen not quite there. James Cook has kind of been the engine for that offense in the Bills. Passing game has kind of been on a downturn for the Bills this year. So there's a lot of narratives coming into this game with AFC, maybe not even one seed implications. Look, you think about this matchup, you think about these two teams. Usually it's these two teams playing for the one seed. It's going to be important for both of these teams. It's going to be important to keep pace with Indianapolis, who seemingly can't be beat right now with all of that stuff. But when it comes to Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, you know that it's going to be a close one-score game. It's going to come down to one of those guys making a play. I like to have Patrick Mahomes on my side of things when it comes down to having a guy make a play for you. It's going to be a very good game. It's going to be a very tightly contested game, no matter how well the Chiefs have been playing, how bad the Bills have been playing. They're coming off of a huge win over the Carolina Panthers. It's the Carolina Panthers, though. I know that there's a lot of fanfare about how many points they put up. James Cook has been doing really well, but really what it comes down to in this game, how well is Patrick Mahomes going to play? How well is Josh Allen going to play? That's going to be the beef probably forever. That's probably going to be the beef of forever when it comes down to Chiefs and Bills. How can you not talk about those two guys when you're talking about this matchup? Can Mahomes get on the right track when it comes to playing Josh Allen in the regular season? Only 1-4 against him in the regular season, 4-0 in the playoffs when it matters. We all know that stat, of course. But can he get another win to make him 2-4 against Josh Allen? I feel pretty good about the Chiefs and the Chiefs' chances in this one, and you should too. And you should also take advantage of all the wonderful bison meat that we have out here at Batchelder Family Farms in KC Buffalo. Go to the city market, go see Brad, go pick some stuff up before the game. You gotta have it. You gotta have it if you're going to be hosting people, having people over for this game. Gotta have it. So I can't wait to take all this home and get to enjoy it as the Chiefs are putting on an absolute clinic against the Buffalo Bills. And you know what? Let's go ahead and toss it to Benny Heiss. Benny is going to be giving us his pick for this huge matchup here. Benny, what do you got for me?
All right, guys, thanks so much. What's good, everybody? Great to talk with you. Ben Heisler, KCSN betting analyst. We will get to our play for the Chiefs and the Bills this week. But before we do so, got to ask you, what's your favorite touchdown? Because for me, it's got to be the next one. And that's because of DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the National Football League. Every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. It could be a first touchdown score. There's anytime touchdown props, last touchdown props. Those are always fun. Who's going to score at the end of the game, or the thrill of live in-game wagers? Every snap remains loaded with opportunity. Again, the best part of it all, new customers bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you can get $300 in bonus bets instantly. All right, let's break this down a little bit from a betting perspective. You got the Chiefs right now at DraftKings, a -130 money line favorite on the road, -2.5 on the road at DraftKings. And the total right now sitting at 52.5. This line actually flipped. When it first opened, it was the Chiefs at +2.5. But since we've seen the emergence of this offense really starting to come together, we've seen Kansas City now take over and be a road favorite in this spot against Buffalo. Also seen the total move from 48.5 up to 52.5. Here's where I'm going for this game, because I think the line is right. I think Kansas City over the last few weeks has put themselves in the right spot to be a favorite, even in a tough environment like Buffalo. We certainly know the numbers that Mahomes has had against Josh Allen in the past, but my prop is actually going to be on the Buffalo Bills side. I like Josh Allen to go over 37.5 rushing yards in this matchup. I expect that number to continue to move up throughout the course of the week, because he runs against Kansas City and he runs a lot. He rushes at least double-digit attempts versus the Chiefs historically. Go back in his last 4 games, 12, 10, 12, and 11 rushing attempts against Kansas City. And the Chiefs are also allowing the 3rd highest number of rushing yards to quarterbacks in the NFL so far this year. They've also allowed the highest number of rushing attempts. The game right now projects to be in that low 50s number at 52.5. You know that Buffalo's going to have to respond. Allen's going to have to try to make some plays with his legs. That's been the MO against Kansas City. He's not afraid to run, and we know that he's going to be active. So the 37.5 certainly feels very obtainable for one Josh Allen this week. So if you like the play, if you want to fade that play, that's totally fine. Either way, your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. All you got to do, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use the code KCSN. That is code KCSN for new customers to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Remember, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Just call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. Pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. You must be 21 plus, and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, please visit dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. And with that, send it back to you guys.
I appreciate it, Benny. Let's wrap it up here with the only weird games, guys. Josh, what do you got for me?
Thank you, Tucker. Only Weird Games here with you for our thing. And I'll tell you what, I was not afraid when I found out what our thing was going to be. I was not afraid that anybody else had swooped in to take it before us. Joshua Briscoe, Seth Kaiser, and first and foremost, Nate Taylor. What's our thing?
Look, the Bills stink, guys. All right? You're a Chiefs fan. You're listening to this. It's right before kickoff. By the way, your team is favored by 2.5 on the road because the Bills stink, okay? They actually stink. They have no good players outside of 2 people. We all know their names. Well, I'll give Shakir. All right, outside of 3 players, I mean, I don't know if their kicker's good. I guess Tyler Bass has been fine this year. Yeah. But hey,
so the Bills kicker will keep it up.
Yeah. Your team has the better coach, better quarterback, better interior pass rusher, better cornerback, better receivers. Like, the Bills kind of, sort of, definitely stink. And I know that this is uncharacteristic for me because, you know, I am a journalist. I am employed by ESPN.com, and hopefully they don't hear this. But the Bills stink, okay? The Bills actually stink. They went to Atlanta and got rolled, okay? They couldn't tackle anyone in that game. If it were not for Andy Dalton, they would maybe have been challenged by the Carolina Panthers. I know Seth's giving me a weird look. I get it. Seth, I understand that we've watched the Chiefs eliminate the Bills 4 of the last 5 years in the postseason, right? And I know over the last 4 years, we watched the Bills win the first game in this matchup. You know, I understand that this game is in Buffalo. They stink, okay? And it's going to take a Herculean effort from Josh Allen, James Cook, maybe Khalil Shakur, and Tyler Bass to keep this thing close, okay? In my humble opinion, because look. You want me to go? I'll do the list. Last thing I'll do, ladies and gentlemen, to prove that your Buffalo Bills stink. They beat the Jets, the Dolphins, the Saints, the Panthers, okay? They stink. All those teams stink. They stink. The only reason they won those games is because they have a better quarterback and a better running back and maybe a better coach than all the other teams. But they stink, okay? They're not even leading their division. You know why? Because they stink. They lost to that team. They lost to the Patriots at home. And Drake May and 1 qualified receiver is Stephon Diggs. You know why? They stink. Chiefs have 5 qualified receivers in this game. Go on. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm not sure the Bills are that good. I'm not feeling as confident about that as you are.
Dilute that take a little bit. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and water that down a little bit. I think I'm looking at the Bills depth chart. And other than running back, where James Cook is the clear,
he's so good.
Bills, I don't know if there's a position group that I would give the Bills the nod over the Chiefs. So you talk quarterback, offensive line, wide receivers, tight ends, linebackers, defensive line, corners, safeties. I don't know if there's a single group there I would give to the Bills over the Chiefs other than running back, pretty clearly. Defensive line, I think there's an argument to be had there, but now that Oliver's out, because I mean, you know, Joey Bosa has had some really good moments, but he's not like Joey Bosa anymore. Now we'll see, right? Maybe he dusts that off for one game, but I don't know if there's running back and then maybe defensive line. Other than that, I think you see the Chiefs kind of clear across the board there. The Bills' wins have come against kind of poor teams. That's true for the Chiefs as well, except their wins against the Lions. And let's face it, their win against the Ravens, that wasn't the Cooper Rush Ravens. They boat raced Lamar Jackson Ravens.
Correct.
So that was a very different gig. Like that's one thing that's bugged me this year is the difference in the way people talk about the Ravens before versus after that game. Like that was like they were supposed to be good, but whatever.
Remember, the Ravens were favored in that game, Seth.
They were all supposed to be good back in week 1 when they lost to the Bills 41-40, which Nate didn't mention. But that's okay. It's not my turn yet. It's not my turn yet.
So
They would stink more if they had lost that game when they were down 14 points at home in the fourth quarter.
So the Bills, I think, you know, they've had some issues with their boundary receivers. They just Elijah Moore and Curtis Samuel and Keon Coleman and maybe Josh Palmer will play. I know he's questionable. They just haven't been quite what they wanted. And I think the Chiefs offense, which the Bills have given trouble to, is across the board more talented than the Bills defense. So I'm not sure the Bills are good, and I guess that's how I'd say it.
Okay, here's how I'll say it. Everybody stinks, so none of it matters. The Philadelphia Eagles in back-to-back weeks lost to the Broncos and Giants. The Green Bay Packers in back-to-back weeks lost to the Joe Flacco Browns and then tied the Cowboys. The Bills lost to the Falcons, who lost to the Panthers 30-0, and then the Bills beat the Panthers 40-9. I know the quarterbacks are different there, but that is my ongoing thesis of this NFL season. I said several weeks ago, welcome to 2025. Everybody's the Chargers. The Bills are the Chargers, too. Like, everybody's in that bucket. So I think all the things that both of you guys laid out there are all very, very fair. I don't know if any of it's gonna matter or not, because if Patrick Mahomes throws a pick six to a linebacker doing an unscouted drop back into coverage when he thought he was blitzing, well, it doesn't matter who's good and who's not, because that was weird. If Travis Kelce bumps up a pass to be picked off, it doesn't matter that he's Travis Kelce. Now it's their ball because weird bleeps happening.
Right.
So I do buy the maybe full strength, maybe slightly diluted thesis of the Chiefs are better than the Bills on perhaps every single positional line except for running back. I can join you there, and I'm gonna tell you that if this game's not a one possession game, I'll be pretty surprised. But I don't know. I think if one of these teams is fraudulent, the Bills are in a sketchier place than the Chiefs are. I think they're probably two of the 3 or 4 best teams in the AFC, and that we'll probably get a pretty good game on Sunday. But that's because I'm not quite as confident as Nate Taylor. You know who's always a confident man? You know who lives his life with confidence? The one, the only, Tucker D. Franklin.
That's going to do it for me here at Batchelder Family Farms. Remember, take advantage of this weekend of Chiefs and Bills and get you some of this great bison meat. The deal online, go to BatchelderFamilyFarms.com. You can get a buffalo strip steak right here. You want some bison pepper jack bratwurst? I know I do. That stuff is phenomenal. And of course, 100% ground bison as well. You can get all that on the website. You can also get the jerky, the old timer jerky, the summer sausage. I know it's not summer. It's still really good. And of course, your buffalo steaks as well. This is a ribeye here. Phenomenal. Tastes just like beef. You wouldn't tell a difference. You couldn't tell a difference. Blind taste test. You might actually think it's better than beef. And it's better be better than beef this week too, because Chiefs, Bills doesn't get better than this. Does not get any better than this. Settle in, strap in. We'll be back with you after the Chiefs and Bills game live post-game show, kicking off right here on the YouTube channel. As soon as that final whistle sounds, we will be live and we will be with you. So we will see you after the Chiefs and Bills.